That's where they really are started. Dan Gire here with a new review of an old movie, or is it an all-new movie? When we see it, will we notice a big difference?
This is Deja Vu with this title.
Deja Vu. You remember Lawrence of Arabia, don't you?
Who doesn't?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Except
sure.
those test tube babies don't, right?
Well, they won't remember, but it's back now and bigger and better than ever. As a matter of fact, Lawrence of Arabia was the winner of the 1962 Academy Award for Best Picture, opens Friday exclusively at the McClurg Court Theater in Chicago. The sound has been overhauled, the visuals have been repaired, and the movie has been restored to its full running time of 3.5 hours or so, depending on how long the intermission goes. Now, if you know movie buffs or Peter O'Toole fans, drag them to see this big screen spectacle, a motion picture experience that you and your family may never see again.
Jimmy, never seen a man killed with a sword before.
Why don't you take a picture?
Wish I had.
What you're seeing is pretty much the full widescreen frame from Lawrence of Arabia, filmed in 65mm and mounted on a 70mm print. The bigger image means that you'll be able to see tiny details on the screen that you could never see in regular 35mm movies. You can actually count the grains of sand.
Thomas!
The movie stars Peter O'Toole as Lawrence, a British officer who unites the splintered Arab tribes against the Turks during World War I.
Come on, man!
Anthony Quinn chews the Arabian scenery down to the ham bone.
The Turks pay me a golden treasure, yet I am poor, because I am a river to my people.
Omar Sharif, with his burning eyeballs, plays Lawrence's ally, Ali.
This is my well.
I have drunk from it.
You are welcome.
Of course, you can't tell much from these televised clips, but when you see Lawrence of Arabia in 70mm with the 6-track stereo blaring, it's an experience not to be missed. Well, now this should give you a rough idea of the difference between regular 35mm movies and Lawrence of Arabia. Now here is a regular widescreen 35mm print of film. It's a strip the size, and that's what a normal one looks like. Now right next to it here is the film the size of Lawrence of Arabia. It looks quite, well, there we go. It's a little bit bigger there, isn't it? Now the 65mm film provides up to 4.5 times the image area of a standard 35mm film. The greater resolution on the film means a much finer clarity for the viewer. That's us. Now, Lawrence of Arabia is a definite pick, an epic motion picture from David Lean, a filmmaker who does believe in long, lingering shots of the desert, so please don't go watch the movie after a long day at the office. This movie deserves to be savored. And you know, Robin and Chris, it's unlikely that a movie like this will ever be made again because of the cost in making a 65mm motion picture and the lumbersome, large camera equipment that it requires.
Yeah, but it does bring Omar Sharif back to the finest days of his youth.
Yeah, and keep in mind another thing, too, is that current 70mm motion pictures now, like Star Trek, those films, the special effects movies that advertise themselves as 70mm are not. They are really, in fact, 35mm blown up to 70mm. So they're tricky.
Our own Ralph Nader here with a little
That's
consumer.
right.
Thanks a lot.